Yo.
Yeah, back at it, guys. What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. And we are diving in.
Before we kick this video off, little disclaimer. The following content may contain elements of gossip, rumors, exaggeration, and indirect references, which may deviate from the absolute truth. As a viewer, it is essential to approach this material with a critical mindset and exercise discernment. We kindly advise you to conduct thorough research and cross-reference the information from credible sources before forming any definitive conclusion or opinions. The intention behind presenting this content is to entertain and inform, and it should not be construed as factual or objective reporting.
Construed.
Did I say construed?
It should not be construed as factual or objective.
Construed, my bad. So let's kick this off. It's what I have here, man. So this is I see this video just everywhere, man. It's Jason Aldean sues Whoopi Goldberg for defaming the small town song. The View enters panic mode. After we watch this, we're gonna go and we've done a little research. Snapper got a little research on this as well. So stay tuned.
We just got a huge update in the Jason Aldean situation with his Try That in a Small Town and his cancellation. As you can see on the screen right here, Jason Aldean files defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg and The View. I am no racist is what Jason Aldean had to say to that situation. If you didn't see my video on Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of The View reacting to Jason Aldean, in my opinion, it definitely was, and I'm no legal expert obviously, it definitely was grounds for defamation. And I think that they're lucky that they haven't gotten sued a whole lot longer ago, because they defame tons and tons of people with no ground to stand on. I mean, the things that Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of them were making up about Jason Aldean and the song Try That in a Small Town, you would think that they never listened to the song. And I'll show you a clip from Whoopi Goldberg's statements and why Jason Aldean would be suing Whoopi Goldberg in just a couple seconds here. But also we have this news that somehow slid under the radar. I don't think a lot of people have been talking about this, but Jason Aldean is also filing a $58 million First Amendment lawsuit against CMT, the country radio station that censored the Try That in a Small Town song. Let's check out some of the details regarding this lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg and The View filed by Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean says he's taking the advice of counsel and filing a $40 million defamation suit against Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, Joy, and the rest of the host of ABC's The View. The suit filed in the 65th District Court of Writs and Motions seeks damages from both the show itself as well as the individuals who called Aldean racist. ABC responded by saying they had no idea that the show's host would be so brutal, but held firm that the show is protected First Amendment free speech. What ABC failed to remember is that free speech doesn't save Whoopi from screaming fire in a crowded theater. She needs to pay for her little stunt, said Aldean's attorney. They all do. Their behavior wasn't just abhorrent, it was un-American. Yes, I don't think they would take offense to that statement whatsoever. I don't think they like America at all. I don't think they enjoy being called American.
Now, I will agree with him on that, man. I think when it comes to them, they want everything to be like not American, and they find other weak American people that agree to this information.
They don't want anything to do with this country. They hate everything that is pro-America. So I don't think that Whoopi Goldberg or Sunny Hostin or Joy Behar, I don't think any of them from The View would have any issue with that statement at all. Whoopi told Cynthia Luhu that she's not worried about another lawsuit she heard about from the Dunning-Kruger Times. Just keep that Skip guy away, sweetie, she told Cindy. I'll give you all the scoops. I like to support the Asian community. Jesus. Luhu told Whoopi that she didn't particularly care for the stereotypes since she's Lithuanian, but she did agree that Skip is a bit of a creep. Let's also check out what Whoopi Goldberg had to say about Jason Aldean in this clip. It's pretty insane what these people have been getting away with, what Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of The View have been getting away with, not just with the Jason Aldean Try That in a Small Town situation, with so many other situations that I've covered over the last year or so of The View just absolutely going in, defaming people, just saying things that straight up aren't true about people just because they dislike them. I can't believe they've lasted this long without a serious lawsuit, at least as far as I know. I'm no expert on The View and their past legal experiences, but from everybody that I have seen them and I have covered them fame, I haven't seen any lawsuits hit them, at least major ones. So let's check out what
Wow.
Whoopi Goldberg actually had to say about Jason Aldean and why his song Try That in a Small Town was so racist.
So country singer Jason Aldean is getting backlash for the video of his song Not in a Small Town.
Is she eating?
Not in a small you'll see in this clip, I played it already a couple times on stream and in a past video. She messes up so much about this story that, like I said earlier, it seems like Whoopi Goldberg has never even listened to the song Try That in a Small Town,
You could tell
or
by her
even
face.
watched the music video for the song.
You could tell she
Which
ain't watching.
critics are saying is racist. It's got lyrics, racist lyrics, and images. Aldean
First, Whoopi, before you go out there and read, please do not be eating sunflower seeds before you out there start reading, because your mouth full and then you be talking crazy too.
says the song's about unity. Here's South Dakota Christian Nome defending him. Here's a clip.
So she hasn't gotten anything right so far. And we're going to skip over this clip because it's just kind of irrelevant for this video. We want to see what Whoopi had to say and why Jason Aldean is suing Whoopi Goldberg. So let's check out the rest of what Whoopi had to say here.
Play anywhere? You own South Dakota now? Listen, you know, there are lyrics in the song, and I think, you know, he talks about life in a small town, and it's different, you know, and he shows these images. He's got folks from the Black Lives Matter movement, and he's talking about people taking care of each other. And I find it so interesting that never occurred to Jason or the writers that that's what these folks were doing. They were taking care of the people in their town.
How?
When?
By doing what?
Were they protecting the town? No, they were breaking and
Rioting,
tearing and stuff.
breaking down small business or business owners' hard-earned money where they have a business. I mean, come on.
Flipping cars,
How-
stealing from the stores.
how
For
is
real?
that?
For real? Well, who you protecting?
Busting the windows,
you protect-
setting their stores on fire.
To me,
How is that helping?
To me, you unleashing your rage. You're not protecting anything.
Because they didn't like what they saw. Just like you talk about people taking care of each other in small towns. We do the same thing in big towns. You just have to realize that when you make it
You just gotta realize, Jason, that whenever they're setting buildings on fire, blowing cars up, setting dumpsters on fire and everything like that, assaulting people, that's all just them standing in solidarity with each other. They're just taking care of each other, Jason. Like, you just gotta understand where Whoopi's coming from and where these rioters are coming from, man.
Please.
about Black Lives Matter, people kind of say, well, are you talking about black people? What are you talking about here? If we're talking about Americans taking care of each other, then it shouldn't be about Black Lives Matter. You should be able to show all the
I personally think that this is her first time hearing about this. She pulled up and read. The first clip showed Black Lives Matter, and she's freestyling this whole thing, not from her own thorough research of this.
different things that have gone on in our country where people stood up and said no more. We do the same thing that small towns do. That's my 2 cents.
That's
to
not
that.
true.
And there was a
That's
whole like
absolute-
15 or 20-minute segment that they did just trashing on Try That in a Small Town, trashing on Jason Aldean, calling him a racist, saying that the town he's from is racist, and calling the song racist over and over again. You can see why, if you watch especially the entire segment, why he would be suing them, why he would be suing The View and Whoopi Goldberg specifically for defamation. You could definitely see. In that clip, you could see that there's some grounds, but if you watch the entire thing, I already did a video on it, so if you want to go check that out, I go over all of the clips of all of them just trashing on this song and defaming Jason Aldean and the song of Try That in a Small Town. So if you didn't see that, I would definitely recommend you go check that out. But let me know what you're thinking about Jason Aldean actually standing his ground and suing Whoopi Goldberg and The View for saying that he is racist. Let me know in the comments.
Okay, I thought the other people were going to be talking in this video, so it was just really her giving her 2 cents.
Her 2 cents.
Yeah. Okay. So
How much? I'm going to ask you this because you've been doing some research on it. Is that the case? Is he really? Is he really suing them?
well, if he isn't, I feel like he probably should have.
Yeah.
Because that's a big statement for someone to be called
A racist,
Racist?
for non-racism?
and as many viewers as that show has.
Yes.
That I can definitely see that's defamation of character.
Right.
And if you know that ain't you doggone right, you better stand up and say something and do something legally about it. So they can definitely be hurt just as bad as your character for even making those false claims.
Exactly.
Misinterpreting the video, looking at it from a narrow scope, a lens of what their left liberal mindset is only focused on. So here, guys. Let me not get on a rant.
Who is this?
This is from the Associated Press.
Okay.
Jason Aldean didn't sue Whoopi Goldberg, The View, for defamation. A satire website made that up. Now, I think the Associated Press is a pretty reputable resource. However,
You're saying just in
there
case
may
they have
be
some claims
some.
that wasn't
There may
100%
be,
true on
yeah.
that.
And I looked at other resources like the New York Times. I didn't see anything up, at least from when I did the Google search. It's nothing from any other reputable resource besides this one.
So that one could be questionable.
All the other news are like smaller newspapers that I never, or websites that I don't know. So I didn't click on those. So let's just read part of the article. The claim is country music star Jason Aldean has sued Whoopi Goldberg and ABC's The View for defamation in relation to his song, Try That in a Small Town. AP's assessment, false. The claim originated on a website that...
Pause. Hold up. Their assessment. So
yeah,
they assessed
so
it,
their assessment of this claim, they're saying is false. AP is Associated Press. AP's assessment of this claim, they're saying is false. The claim originated on a website that publishes made-up satirical content. The facts. So they're giving you the facts. Since Aldean's music video for the song prompted criticism and was pulled from country music television, false stories about the artist and the country music world have proliferated online. In the latest example, social media users are falsely claiming that Aldean has filed a defamation suit against Goldberg and the show that she co-hosts, The View. That's messed up. Jason Aldean sues Whoopi Goldberg for defaming small town song. The View enters panic mode, reads the title of a YouTube video that garnered more than 1.5 million views. The video cites as evidence a story with a similar headline, reading Jason Aldean files defamation suit against Whoopi and The View. I'm no racist. The story claims the lawsuit is seeking $40 million. But that story was first published by the website, which is part of America's Last Line of Defense. I didn't name the website. You have to go and find it for yourself. A network of websites that create fictional stories as parody, as its About Us page states.
Oh.
So the website refers a cognitive bias concept in which people with little knowledge in a given area overestimate what they know. Now that I must say I, can agree with. People, they don't have a clue as to what they're reporting, what they were saying. Other elements of the post also indicate it is not real. It says the supposed suit was filed in the 65th District Court of Writs and Motions. I wonder how many people zoomed into that, which doesn't exist, and claims Aldean's attorney is named Joe Barron, a moniker frequently used by the satirical or satirical site. The publication has also other stories like that about lawsuits against The View before. So similar fictional stories from the same publisher relating to the Aldean video has also been mistakenly shared as factual in recent days. Such posts include, and then give you, other things too as well. The View did discuss Aldean's video on July 20th and the criticism surrounding it, which at one point included co-host Sonny Hostin reading a statement from Aldean's rejecting claims that the song or video could be interpreted as racist. A representative for Aldean did not immediately return a request for comment. This is a part of AP's effort to address widely shared misinformation, including work with outside companies and organizations to add factual context to misleading content that is circulating online. So, as you saw, we read the disclaimer. You saw it in the beginning. And as you may have seen, it's shot across this video a couple of times.
Yep.
However, you guys know we are really big on solid facts.
Yeah.
And as I said, when I looked for this claim from other reputable resources, and I named a few, the New York Times, the Los Angeles Times, the Associated Press, the Washington Post, and there's quite a bit of others that are reputable, which means when I say reputable, they address widely shared misinformation, including the work with outside companies and organizations to add factual context to misleading content. But I'm talking about these people are really fact checkers. Now, sometimes, of course, we hear in the news where that fact check was still incorrect. However, for the most part, that's what gives these newspapers credibility.
Right.
Credibility is that they do the research and they check multiple resources to be able to give us accurate and factual news.
Okay.
So, as sad as I must say I am about him not filing a lawsuit, this information is not accurate, guys.
But I wish he would have.
I mean, I think so, especially if they're out here claiming that the man is racist.
I wish he would have.
You know, I just don't understand it. But we're not going to take a deep dive. We've already given our views about how we feel about that song.
So,
and it was, I think it was fire. And I'm standing on that, and that's how we feel.
It was dope. It was dope.
You know.
All right, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a note. Drop a comment down in the section below.
If you want some more.
We got to go.